I keep my goals to myself, cause whenever I share with folks, they get a look upon their face and their memory floats to a time where their goals and the stars.
What's good? We're going to get into NXT from July the 28th, 2026. This show was actually pretty okay. It was pretty solid. I like what they're doing in the NXT men's division. That was the main focus of this show. They're slowly but surely rebuilding the men's division. This was great. So it seems like the core nucleus of the men's division is going to be Tony D'Angelo, Mike Santana, a.k.a. Cruz Montana, which I don't like his name, so I'm just going to call him Mike Santana going forward. And a returning Grayson Waller, which was great. And I love this. Grayson Waller being back is tremendous. I honestly thought that he may have gotten quietly released. He may have been quietly released because we haven't seen him on the main roster in a while. I think he was doing some stuff in AAA for a while too. But him being back and being able to come back to NXT is great. So I actually do like this. We might see some other guys come back down to NXT. Maybe like Shinsuke Nakamura, maybe have him team up with Naraku. I think that would be great. You can do a faction with them. I know he's not a part of House of Torture, but it could be Nakamura, Naraku. I know they got another guy from New Japan coming through as well, but he's in Evolve right now. I can't remember his name. But NXT is definitely rebuilding that men's division, which I like. So we kicked the show off with Grayson Waller, and the dude dropped a nuke on NXT. This was tremendous. So he shows up, he gets on the mic, gets a pretty good reaction. He says that it's time that he rattles some cages, and he made his main roster debut at Madison Square Garden 6 weeks after breaking his leg on the announce table. He said at WrestleMania 40, he sat on top of a ladder and brought home the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. He was on top of the world, and something changed. He didn't know what it was. It wasn't his work ethic or talent. Or maybe he said the wrong thing, or he didn't kiss the right ass. The last 2 years of his career have been wasted. He spent the last 2 years carrying 240 pounds of idiot, taking a jab at Austin Theory, and got people to cheer for him. But that Marty Jannetty is still allergic to the microphone. Damn, that's true. I love that. Austin Theory is great in ring and everything else, but he is not a good promo. He's not a good promo. He said it gets worse. He said the last year of his career, he pretended to be at a funeral. He did the deal. He wore the silly hat and told people just how good someone else is. The ironic thing is that he was dressed for a funeral, but the only thing dying was his career. But it's a new day. He said that got a reaction from the crowd. So, yeah. That's good because we know New Day is going to go to AEW anyway. We know that's where they'll be. We'll see them probably at All In more than likely. That's besides the point. He said he could sit at home, cash a check, eat catering once a week, but that's not him. That ain't him. He said he's in the best shape of his life. So then we see his abs. So he's definitely been working out in the gym. He said he needs to show he means it, and he's got demons, and he has to conquer them to get where he should be. That's one thing that's keeping him away from a long time is the NXT Championship. It used to mean something to represent the best wrestler in the world, and he mentions Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, the recent guys, and Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Oba Femi. They get the red carpet rolled out, but he never had it, so he gets treated like a Netflix ad break comedy act. So he's here to take the NXT Championship. Who's going to stop him? And then he says, Cruz Montana. He said he loves the new name. He said he came in here ready to go, but Grayson Waller knows these people. And in 6 weeks, they'll have a shiny new toy. Mike Santana, I think he's going to come in and get a title shot because he was the man in TNA. Grayson Waller says, that's not 2005 anymore. He's not impressed. Then he says, hey Tony, you want to come and do something? Tony showed the world what he can do because there's nobody left. He'll send him home with his ugly baby. So, a crew member then tries to tell Grayson Waller to stop. Grayson Waller tells Shawn Michaels to stop him himself. Go ahead and send one of his guys down to stop him. And to the guys in the back, maybe put TikTok down and watch the show because he walked in your house without wiping his feet. The NXT men's roster is soft, lazy, complacent, and happy to be here because, and the women of NXT are running laps around you. 90% of you think you'll be ready to be called up, but he's seen who's back there. Maybe 10% of them are ready, and all these are women. Damn. Grayson Waller says he sees them at tryouts, fired up and hungry. Then they're too happy to put a WWE superstar in their Instagram bio and impress local women and end up in the training room for months at a time. I'm like, damn. He said, then the independent people came in. He said his people, who can do incredible things in the ring, but our charisma vacuums on the mic, which is totally 10,000% true. He knows you're looking at Shawn having a panic attack, but inside he's smiling because he knows Grayson Waller is telling the truth, and this men's division has been ripe for the taking for months. So the crowd chants for Grayson Waller. He says he's going to walk in and take the title, the division, and take every opportunity he can because, unfortunately, for that embarrassment of a roster, he's going to remember who Grayson Waller is. He's the he's the most underrated man on the roster, and for pound, the best. And then his mic gets cut off and everything else. So, he then says he doesn't need a mic. He talks into the camera, telling NXT to consider their cages rattled. This was great. I love this. This was absolutely fucking great. It was a long promo, but it needed to happen. He told us his backstory and everything else. I mean, because why? Because Grayson Waller had a better NXT run than he did on the main roster. He didn't do jack shit on the main roster. Right? And what he was saying is true. Everything in the promo he said is true. Look, I'm a fan of Mike Santana. He's great. I've liked him from day one, since his time in TNA. So, I mean, it's great. But what he's saying is true. I'm glad that he's back in NXT. This was great, man. This shit was great. All right, moving on from that. This leads us into Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. They're in the locker room chatting about Grayson Waller's promo. Tavion Heights gives Miles Bourne a pep talk about defending the title tonight and then going on to beat Swipe Right for the tag titles. So Mason Rook shows up and says that he's tired of people saying the NXT boys ain't it, and he's going to beat some ass tonight. Pause. Okay, that's fine, but I mean, he's telling the truth. I mean, again, these indie guys, they're okay, they're good, but they are allergic to the mic, and they can just do kicks, flips, and dives. That's all they can do, right? Moving on, this leads us into the first match of the night. Lizzie Rain defeats Izzy Dame. Izzy. So, it's fine because I figured she would win. So Sean Spears gets involved towards the end of the match. He was wearing a hoodie. He had a steel chair in hand. He scared Nico Vance off, and then this distracted Izzy, and then she ended up getting hit by the Thunderstruck for the 1, 2, 3. It's kind of insane that Lizzie Rain has the same finisher as Lei Ying Lee in TNA. That's wild to me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It happens, though. It's pro wrestling, damn it. So it's fine. This was fine, though, I guess. I mean, it sucks they're going to still continue this Nico Vance, Sean Spears feud. I hate it, but whatever. Moving on. Noam Dar and Romeo Manero welcome Mike Santana to NXT. They give him a pep talk. So Saquon Sugars shows up. Romeo apologizes for not getting it done, but Saquon Sugars says it's fine. They did great. Dion Lennox still has splinters. Romeo wants to run it back, but Noam Dar waves him off, and then they leave. So Mike Santana says the last time he saw Saquon Sugars, he saw him whooping ass, and Saquon says he's a changed man. They have a little banter, and then he moves on. Then Kalani Jordan, she shows up to warn Mike Santana about the unfair work environment before signing his contract. He says things are a lot different when she was TNA Knockouts champion. She agrees, and then she goes into a rant about how she keeps on getting denied opportunities and gets frustrated. And then he walks away mid-sentence. So that was hilarious. I like that. I like what they're doing with Kalani Jordan. I love Kalani. She's great. She will be NXT Women's Champion in due time for sure. Moving on from that, this leads us into the Vanity Project. They're in Robert Stone's office. So they're pissed off that Miles Bourne might get a tag team title match by beating Cam Hendricks and talk being the best team around. Jackson Drake says Miles is wrestling Cam because he knows he can beat Cam, and brother can't touch him, but it's fine because Brad and Ricky are going to retain, and one day soon he's going to be North American champion. So Keanu Carver shows up. So the Vanity Project, they bounce out except for Myla Lockwood, a.k.a. Bailey Humphries. She has a little stare down with Keanu Carver. I'm like, what the fuck? Bitch, sit your ass down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. I hate when they do shit like that. Like, that's not even cool. Like, don't get me on a rant with this shit, because it pisses me off when they do shit like this. None of this intergender stuff. Like, I even hate when TNA does it. So basically, all Keanu Carver wanted was a match against shit. Okay, I got it now. I'm sorry. All he wants is a match with EK Prosper again, basically. He just wants a match. That's it. So, which is fine, I guess. So, that's fine. Moving on from that. So, Robert Stone's phone rings. He picks it up. It's Grayson Waller. He tells him to get back to the arena because they're not done yet. So, there's that. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Moving on. This leads us into Lola Vice. She had a really good video package about how Kennegrade doesn't know what it's like to be her. She touts her accomplishments and everything else in MMA and all that stuff. So it was really good vignette. I actually enjoyed it. I do think that Lola Vice will end up winning next week. This is going to be their third meeting, which is fine. But Lola cannot lose in her wheelhouse. This is her gimmick. This is her whole gimmick. So I do not see her losing. If she does, my bad. If she does lose, that would be fucking wild. But I don't think that they're going to do something like that at all. I think that would be dumb for them to do that. It would. Moving on from that, this leads us into Thea Hill. She's talking to Jaida Parker. She wanted to congratulate her for her win last week against Natty. Jaida Parker tells her she knows she hasn't been the easiest to deal with, and she appreciates what Thea did last week. Thea Hill says she knows, and she knows what it's like to feel a little bit isolated in the locker room. And she, my bad, and they share some last words with each other. And so she talked to Robert Stone, and they're going to have a tag match next week against Carmen Petrovich and Nikita Lyons. Okay, that's fine. So Jaida says, hell yeah, Thea's been trustworthy, and she has her back, and she has hers. So Thea Hill hugs her, and that was it. Okay, this is fine. Moving on, Miles Bourne defeats Cam Hendricks to retain the NXT North American Championship. Because towards the end of the match, the Vanity Project, they came out to get involved. No. It wasn't the Vanity Project. I'm sorry. Holy shit, I'm sorry. Mason Rook came out. I guess he wanted to get his hands on Kim. So he came out. Then Tavion Heights came out. And so Miles Bourne got the win. And then there was like a massive brawl that ensued with the Vanity Project and everything. So they came out. So that's fine, I guess. Whatever. It's not really all that important, basically. They're still continuing this Cam Hendricks, Mason Rook feud. I don't like it. It's dumb. Whatever. Moving on, Lizzie Rain, she's interviewed backstage, and then she's eating a bucket of KFC popcorn chicken. KFC popcorn chicken is great. I just had it last week, and it was good. I've had it several times, but it's really, really good. If you haven't had it, it's solid. It's very good. Also, what is good that they have is their famous bowls. It's really good as well. So check those out if you haven't already. Moving on from that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lizzie says that it's the perfect refuel, and she feels like she's going to kick Izzy's Dame's ass all over again. And she's looking forward to the NXT Underground match between Lola Vice and Kendall Gray next week. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So Tristian Angels, he shows up, and he makes fun of Lizzie for enjoying Shiloh Hill's delicious chicken rather than tea and sandwiches as a proper English rose would. But maybe she'll learn after he beats Shiloh Hill's ass. Okay, whatever, that's fine. So Los Garza, they show up, and they give Nico Vance, they give Broncanima a pep talk in front of Lucian Price, basically. So, there's that. Again, why are they using AAA guys? Again, these guys are killing it in AAA, and I don't know what. I don't get it, man. I really don't understand this shit. Whatever. Moving on. So Robert Stone's still trying to get Grayson Waller to come to his office and everything. So Zarya, she shows up. She wants to know who her next challenger is going to be. She hopes it's not another fatal four-way. Robert Stone makes his excuses about how it was a unique situation. So when Sinclair shows up, she talks about her next defense. Zarya tells her that the North American Championship takes Prudence over the Speed Championship, so they bicker a little bit. So Robert Stone stops all this. So he's going to be giving Zarya a Speed Championship match next week, and if Ren retains, she'll get a shot at Zarya's North American Championship. Okay, whatever, that's fine, I guess. Moving on from that, Birthright, they defeat, who did they defeat? Oh, they defeated OTM. So Stax and Uriah Connors, a.k.a. Brogan Finley, they defeated OTM. I don't know why the NXT crowd likes OTM. I can't stand them. I just can't. I mean, I don't fucking understand it, but whatever. So post match, Los Garza gets into the ring, and I guess they're pissed at Nima. I mean, yeah. No, they're pissed at Bronco. So, there's that. Whatever. Moving on, this leads us into a good video package by Kendall Gray. With Kendall Gray. So she's training with her dad and everything else. She's also training with Julius Creed, which is great. See, the Creed brothers, they're here on NXT. That's where they need to be. Well, at least one of them is. Maybe Brutus is injured, I guess. I don't know. I'm surprised both of them were not there. But no wonder Kendall's so damn good. Julius trained her, so that's fucking great right there. Moving on from that, this leads us into Kelly Armstrong. So she's in the NXT women's locker room, saying it should be her in NXT Underground next week. Izzy pops up and berates her for being new here and not deserving opportunities. And says opportunities came up. Kalani Jordan, she shows up. She complains about not getting what she deserves. So, Reina Volkan, she shows up, and she says the NXT Women's Division doesn't rebuild, it reloads. So, there's that. All right, moving on. Main event of the evening, Shiloh Hill defeats Tristian Angels. Who cares? This was the main event of the show, which really pissed me off. This shouldn't have even been the main event. Moving on, this leads us into the closing segment of the show, which was Mike Santana. So, he gets on the mic, gets a really good reaction. He said that he prides himself on keeping it real, so he's got to keep it a buck of us. These are words that he thought he'd never say, that he's officially a WWE superstar. He says there are times in his past where he didn't think that he would not see tomorrow. Not TNA, not WWE, another day of life. He said he grew up on the toughest neighborhoods in New York City. Every single day was a struggle and a fight to survive. He's no saint. He's made mistakes he can't take back, but he's learned that most of those nights he was fighting the man in the mirror. There were a lot of times he thought that this dream was dead for him. Oh, come on, bro. Don't say that. I hate that. Come on, Mike Santana. Come on, you're better than that, bro. He said, so he had a decision to make. Be another story of wasted potential, or be the man his daughter deserves to call her father. I'm like, damn. Then he mentioned his time in AEW, as basically he said, they told him he reached his ceiling as a tag team wrestler, talking about AEW. I'm like, damn. They said he couldn't be the guy, but for 20 years, he's fought the toughest battles in himself, and he was on a losing streak, but then he started to win. He said every step forward wasn't him chasing validation, it was him proving and taking advantage of opportunities he was given, and rebuild his career one match at a time. He appreciates and loves what TNA did for him, but tonight he stands here as a WWE superstar, and not a damn thing was given to him. He's not going to allow his past to dictate his future. Only he can do that. Look at him now. He's standing in the place everyone wants to be. He's in the beginning of a chapter he's chased his entire life, but guess what? He's not here to fill a spot. He's here to take a spot, and that spot is as new NXT champion. So Tony D'Angelo shows up. He said he figured he properly would introduce himself as Tony D'Angelo, the NXT champion. The last couple of years, he's seen the hottest names in free agency come in and talk about how they're going to win championships and change the business and everything. Mike Santana just said with the passion, he believes him, except for one teeny tiny thing. The spot he wanted, the spot of the NXT champion, well, that's unfortunately for him and Kangaroo Jack, that spot has been taken until further notice. You can be the realest, the nastiest, the baddest on the block. But if you can't, but you won't be NXT champion. So, Mike Santana cuts him off and says that he'll show him exactly how he'll take that spot. So Grayson Waller shows up. He attacks both guys, takes them out, and then Mike Santana was trying to hit the spin the block onto Grayson Waller, but Grayson Waller gets out of dodge, and he accidentally hits Tony D'Angelo, and that was it. So this is fine. I like this. Apparently, they're probably going to do a triple threat match at Heat Wave, which is fine. I actually do like that. So good stuff here. Man, this was great. NXT this week was actually pretty decent. The matches itself were fine. The matches were fine. That main event was dog shit. I did not care for Shiloh Hill and Tristian Angels. So apparently, I guess the feud is over with now, basically. So there's that. Again, I like what they're doing with the rebuilding of the NXT men's division. They need it, so maybe we'll see some more guys come in, maybe. I like it. I like it. I really do like it. So, there's that. Everything else on the show was okay, for the most part. I like what they're doing with the women, and I'm excited for Lola Vice and Kendall Gray for next week. That should be great, and Lola Vice should definitely win. If she doesn't win, that would be fucking insane to me, but I think she'll win. But what do you guys think of the show? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.